Okay. Sorry I've been uploading in a while. It's mostly due to because my computer recently died. And in order to record, one has managed to get a loaner computer. And since I've been having problems using OBS to record computer games with a half-assed, jury-rigged Frankenstein of an abomination, I managed to procure a easy cam many a year ago. And to sort of continue on this epidemic, one has decided to do one of the most masochistic series one could come to mind, and that is 100%ing the shitbutt of the game. And for those of you who do not know, Digimon World 4 is the worst Digimon game ever made, as well as one of the worst action RPGs ever made. And there's a small handful of reasons why. One of which is probably not the fault of the developers. And this game has some serious performance issues on Gen 1 PS2s. I'm currently running this on a Gen 1 PS2, and it sounds like it's dying. But that could be because it's a really old Gen 1 PS2. But I definitely know that you shouldn't be able to hear the disc spin. So we're going to start a new game. And we are going to... Yep. And I have not played this game to such a degree I have unlocked better starters. And that is one of the criteria for 100%ing the game. Unlock all of the characters in the start menu. And there is some very, very huge cryptic bullshit behind that. And we are going to name it Ed. My controller is a little scuzzy. Probably because it's a PlayStation 1 controller. Yes. And let's start. I did a test and the audio, video game audio should be good. I do not know about my audio. It was a little loud earlier. I think I lowered it good enough. But in post I'll lower it more. Still getting the audio balancing right for this. Oh yeah, unskippable tutorials. Oh, for the love of it. Now before I did this, I took the time to memorize almost every walkthrough with English-speaking spoken dialogue. Many years ago, and I memorized each series. And I do know there's not been a series of a co-op campaign of this game that has been played to completion with English-speaking dialogue. Matter of fact, spoken dialogue of any kind. Trying to remember which button opens that. Oh yeah. I need to go over here. Go. Now, the reason why I picked Duramon is he actually gets Petty Healite really early on in the game. And since The 100%ing of this game is not actually recognized in this game. So I have to make my own achievements as we go. And unlocking all of the major characters in the game, then maxing out all of their magic stats, and getting them to max level with appropriate gear. And that's actually a small tip of this iceberg. The other part is actually unlocking all the other characters on the start menu, which requires you to play the same quest 3 times, each at a higher difficulty. And yes, the developers of this game really don't respect the time of the player. Pretty much like the vast majority of pay-to-win MMOs I have played this year. Okay. Welcome to DSSG. I am the commander of Falmimon. DSG is very important selection. This maintenance the safety of all digital worlds. Let's fight together to maintain the peace of this world. I am counting on you. Literally the unpaid intern that just walked in. But you were created for this job. I would like you to carry out DSG tasks as soon as possible. Before that, I have a special mission for you. The mission, if you choose to accept. How cliche was that? I sure. You have already heard that the server is experiencing some difficulties. Actually, a while ago we have lost connection with other servers called the Atomo server within the digital world. Immediately thereafter, a mysterious server area called Death Valley appeared. I wonder if those have a correlation. Since the malfunctional error has spread throughout the server, Chief Leomon and his team of Digi-Elves went to survey the area, but ever since they encountered Death Valley, we've lost contact with them. We highly doubt that they forgot to contact us, and so we suspect foul play. To Death Valley, you must go and find out any kind of information regarding their whereabouts. If you find them, I would like for you to rescue them, bring them back. You are our only hope. We are counting on you. Okay, sorry about the jump cut. Recording crashed again. I got through the first bit of the tutorial, and here we go. And what I was saying was, I plan to talk about the lore of this game and the lore of Digimon as a whole as we play. Now, one of the best ways to describe this game is it's not a Digimon game by any means. Matter of fact, the best way to describe it is a last-second promotional tie-in where they cobbled this game together last minute as a tie-in to a direct to live television movie. And yeah, that's actually the best way to describe it. Mostly because, to my knowledge, it is pretty damn true. And one of the other criteria for this game is to max out all of the character-specific abilities. For example, Duramon has the ability tied into a stat called Bash, which for some unknown fucking reason is Katana base weapon, which is one of the sharpest swords to use. And I'll describe more of the character bios and their weapons as we go. And I'm not going to read the tutorial screen here, mostly because you, the viewer, don't need to know how this game controls. It controls like ass, and one of the commands you can do cannot be physically done on a PlayStation 2. It's called the Bash attack. And I'm trying to do it right now. And you physically can't do it unless your thumbs go at this, go beyond the sound barrier. It is possible in the GameCube version, though. And if you plan to play this at home, I would heavily recommend the GameCube version of this game. Because, from what I hear, the PS2 version somehow kills consoles. And from first-hand experience. And, let's go on to Death Valley, please. And we start in Goobly Pass. And, yeah, OBS is being really fucking temperamental here. About every good sentence, I actually cut it. Because from what I've seen so far, it can't go without a minute on this rig. Exploration report numero 1. Testing, can you hear me? This is Chief Leomon. We'll be entering the unknown server to start an investigation. The explorative force of the Digi-Elves will record all circuits and other oddities that we'll see. Those follow us can see these recordings as references for the area. shall we continue? Also, I can't hear any of the sound effects of the game, or the game audio. Because I'm actually playing this through the ODS screen, and... Ah, damn it, no. There we go. Petty Eyes. I forget that this game literally starts you out in the worst way possible, and that is a glass cannon that can't do any damage. And there's a lot of bullshit in this game. And the one of which is actually the sound effect of you getting hurt. It's you just sound like a dog boy being thrown to an angry rabid dog, the maw of a rabid hound. Like it should. Also, in the early game, expect to die a hell of a lot. Especially in single player. And in multiplayer, because you will most likely kill your friends by the end of Act 1, I guarantee it. Eat that. Close you. And yeah, this game is a button masher. Man, I also know about those. Oh, and that's one of the dungeons we need to go kill. But it's ID, and you need ID cards from 2 other bosses in the area to open it. Okay, so you have a big boss and a couple of smaller bosses you have to kill in every zone. And the smaller bosses will give you the key cards with the bigger boss. Also, in the early game, they pretty much throw you out into the big, dangerous world. Fuck! Damn it, UI system. Damn you. We will be back right after these messages. Okay, we are back. Not exactly where we were. I decided to equip pistols because of how glass cannon we are. And then I spent an entirety of 5 minutes trying to kill some Gooblimon on my way back to where I was. And I was saying, the advantage of these pistols is that you can attack from afar and you don't have to be melee range, but it still has all the downsides that melee does. And that enemies can block them, and there's no auto-aim. So, your bullets are more likely to actually whiz by your intended target. Okay, sorry about that. OBS almost died on me. We're still on the way to the first dungeon, hitting almost every booby trap that isn't in the game trying to kill me. And like I was saying, a lot of this game is pretty much, you have to know this game in order to play this game. and that this game is literally the worst game. You have to think, oh, how shit is it in order to progress? And I actually know how to play this game. I'm a little rusty here and there in the controls, but oh, that's okay. Well, earlier you're giving me health discs left and right. Now you have it. And might as well talk about the punishment for death now. The punishment for death is you lose all the money you have on your character, along with all the experience to the next level. And before we can actually progress, we actually do have to level up and get good gear. So at this moment, take me home, country road. Okay. Might as well peruse to see if my 50 monies can actually buy me something that makes sure I don't become dead. And I was literally one hit from being killed. Go to destination. And one of the problems with the multiplayer aspect of this game is it doesn't incentivize having one leader as, you know, the leader. The person who tends to be the biggest asshole, who's the most stubborn, tends to become the leader. Because it's always the last person who has to accept everything. Weapons. Actually, I may have some stuff to sell. And I'm going to try to record as much of the stores as I can, because there are a couple of item duplication glitches, which I plan not to use, and as proof that I pretty much suffered through the entire game, I am. And I'm going to sell the Dino Tooth. And I'm going to keep that katana because it's actually much better than the current katana and starter weapons that I have. And I can't equip it quite yet. Also, the hub is just a giant glorified menu. Too rich for my blood. And I remember why. Now I'm starting to remember why I did item duplication glitches when I was younger. Well, piss shit. Well, you don't want to lose any money when you die. So after you buy anything in this game, or come back from a raid, talk to this nice lady and deposit bits. All of them. And, yeah, the beginning of this game is actually quite shit. And it's more of a, survival, running away game, where the number one incentivization is coming back with as little resources as he can without dying. And that is not the best. let's go to the central area, and I am going to introduce you to the item system in this game. Now the thing is, you can unequip and equipped armors at any point in the game. But weapons cannot. And the reason is, the game itself cannot render more than 12 weapons at a time. And so you can only have a belt of 3 weapons on your character that can actually be used in the field. And that's how they got around it. So, now, fuck. Damn scuzzy controller. Exchange weapon units. Weapon. That. Remove equipment. Equip a weapon unit. This better katana. Also, digivolving is how you unlock new characters. At level 12, I unlock one of the other starting characters, and then when I get that character to 12, then it unlocks the next one until it gets complete with the 4. And then I have to do additional side quests to unlock them, but I also have need to get all the previous characters to level 40. And this is all going off of memory, by the way. Okay. Oh yeah, I changed my equipment, and now the game has to load in those textures. Yeah, a lot of this game is just loopholes of filling out runtime by loading screens. And that is one of the worst ways to pad time in a game. Despite this game being almost nothing but padding, and yet they still find a way to add even more padding. And as a other criteria for me to play this game, every time I say a negative thing, I must say a good thing. The music is, in old Digimon games, is actually really good video game music. Matter of fact, there are a small handful of tracks in this game that I would actually like to have a record of. Like, oh wait a minute. The catch to that is, there isn't a lot. I'm going to record over a previous save file. And confirm. Okay, done saving. Return to lobby. And this here's the start of the game, pretty much. Just going through all of these vectors, selling whatever equipment you found, buying a better equipment if you didn't find better equipment, and then equipping it, and then going back into the world, hoping you don't get your ass handed to you until you get enough experience to level up and not die. And the thing is, in the very beginning of the zone, literally, especially in single player, some parts of this game have been heavily featured around towards 4-player co-op, and balanced around that, but in other parts it's not, because they had a completely different team working on that, and they decided to balance it around single player instead of multiplayer. So occasionally you have these difficulty spike fluctuations to such a degree it's almost as bad as Whiplash. And now a good thing. This game came with a limited edition Digimon card, a collectible card for the card game, which is Duramon holding the very weapon I am using right now. And why? Why? I mean, why do enemies block in this game? And they block with great accuracy compared to what the player can achieve. Okay. Making sure the recording doesn't die. There. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck. Well, I might as well use my magic. Ah, well, fuck you. Fuck you. They should be almost dead. There we go. Take the battle axe. I'll sell it. By the way, if you die again after you died, it deletes all of the previous experience and monies, like in Dark Souls. But in Dark Souls, you don't need to buy an item to pick up items you dropped. So, take that as you will. And in some aspects, this game is actually harder. Ah, fuck! Well, shit. Thank you, tutorial, for explaining something I just did in one paragraph. We will be back after these messages. There are none. Cut back. I should have gate disked. And I shouldn't have at the same time. Gate discs are really expensive. If I remember correct, they're 500 monies. But not as expensive as a player revive disc. If I remember correct. Yeah, Rise. Rise is 200. Gate disc is 120. About almost correct on the ratio. But now, sometimes my down button clicks twice. Device. Sell that. Oh, I can't sell you because you're a starter weapon. And I also can't put it in the bank, so it's going to forever be in my inventory as a haunting reminder of an inferior product. Yeah, this game sucks ass at times, doesn't it? Oh, it is one of the worst games ever made. Well, if you ask me, E.T. might actually be a better and more thrilling experience. Oh, no. Withdrawal. Bits. Too short. Well then. I don't want to grind all the way back up to almost leveling up. Go to destination. And we're going to jump cut back to the open. Oh shit, I forgot to put shit back in the bank. I'm going to go do that right now then. Okay, we're back at Googly Pass. And another design choice they made is every area only has 5 enemy types. And they overuse them to such a degree that at times you can actually play this game while watching Netflix and have a far better time, especially if you're way over leveled and aren't a little baby that just got thrown into this death pit. The katana, my new katana, is only slightly better. Okay. But they're homing missiles, but the catch to that is sometimes we'll hone on a downed enemy. And if an enemy is down, it cannot be hit by a projectile. So there's definitely a lot of fuckery when it comes to the algorithms of what misses and what doesn't in this game. Come on, come on. There we go. 12 bits. Gate disc, more money. There we go. Use one of my gate discs. And now I can buy that Rise disc so I can get the money off of my dead corpse and the experience that it had. That's a really big fucking punishment, especially early on. Lose everything that you accomplished in the last 15 minutes. Fucking great. Unless you pay 200 monies to get it back. Yeah, if you ask me, a lot of people who designed a lot of the features of this game, I probably need to be shot, to be honest. But that's why it is one of the most masochistic LPs I could ever devise. Let's sell items, device. Kodamari A for 0 mods, sell. Withdrawal 100 bits. And by the way, the whole entire chip mechanism in this game was actually made because they had multiplayer. And they wanted to give people a way to revive their friends without it being too OP. Meaning their friends have to and can only carry a maximum of 9 discs of every variety, including Rise. Oh, and another gripe. This game does not allow you to use money in your bank unless you took all the money out of the bank, which defeats the entire purpose of having a bank besides making it so that you do not lose your money if you die, which sort of defeats the purpose, in my opinion, of having a bank. Oh, they probably could have balanced this entire game around the prospect of losing all of your experience instead of all your money, and then you could actually not be fucked sideways whenever you die. Especially early on, when the first 6 enemies in the game can actually fucking kill you deader than a nail. Now I have to say something good about the game. If you buy enough copies of the game, you can stand on top of them to make yourself taller. Another 42 bits. Petty eyes. Wait for them to get up. Petty eyes. And close. Kill you. 28 bits. Use the Rise disc. Now I have that back again. And I may consider swapping out to ranged attacks, because still melee is a bust unless I want to learn how to block. Which in this game it doesn't incentivize you whatsoever to block at any point, considering that it only works for one enemy attack. And they usually pile 50 of them on top of each other at any given time. Ah, shit. I was trying to walk around him. And damn it. This fuck. We will be right back after these messages. Okay, new revelation. You only lose all the money in your inventory when you die. So if you die with less than 200 bits, don't bother. Which in late game, enemies will drop bits in stacks of 200. But we're stuck on the first 5 enemies of this level until we get to level 2. And then we still won't be well enough equipped. And we need every last penny we can get. And it looks like the very first run of this level has been the luckiest. But I just need to kill about 5 more Gooblimons to level up. And then we're level 2, and that means we have more health and a higher defense stat. And then hopefully we don't get killed in 3 hits. If we're lucky, 3.5. Yeah, this game doesn't like the... I mean, really doesn't respect the time you put into it. Now they're 42 bits. And now I have to say 2 things nice about the game. I'm running out of things to say. Magic system's actually pretty interesting and very flashy when you get to the later levels of the magic system. Great disc. My corpse. 2 enemies. And by the way, dash attack is almost useless. Unless you're clearing debris. There we go, level up. Another gate disc. My corpse. Let's continue on. And you get a full life recovery when you level up. Making sure that my recording doesn't die on me again. And thus deleting all this footage. A lot of it's gold. And by the way, this is all first take. I haven't played this game in many years. Okay. We still do the same amount of damage. Hey, I think we're actually making more progress than we have thus far. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I should have shut my fucking mouth. Come on, come on. All you're going to be dead. Okay. Time to throw magic in this bitch. Come on. Money. And finally, we're at this switch. I do not have any recollection of what this switch does, besides unlocking a specific door in the level, which I forget which exact thing, and you have to switch that switch every time you turn off the console. Because this game does that. Matter of fact, a lot of this game is actually balanced around the MMO instant system. You know, instance. And a lot of the progress is actually saved within the instance category. So when you delete the instance, it deletes all that progress. You know, like games like Diablo and Path of Exile. So if I come back to this area, these booby traps will actually be triggered if I don't turn off the console again. These Noomies will still spawn though. Oh yeah, I think I need to say 2 nice things about this game. Oh wait, I already said one nice thing. Oh hey, we got a armor! Yes! Let's equip it. I know it doesn't go there. Armor. Equipped. Beast Ford A. For sub-slot. It doesn't actually say that, but it has a symbol. I actually want an increase to my magic. Not a literal gimping. That's a literal fucking gimping. But it almost doubles my attack stat and my speed, which would be more useful, but it will make my magic ability less reliable. And less reliable is something you don't want in this game, considering everything else I have today is not reliable. So we're going to put it on to make my melee attacks more reliable, and hoping, you know what, let's go ahead and go to my corpse and pick it up with this free rise disc. And now I have 61 bits, and I'm going to continue in this general direction because I know there's actually a save point, I know a waypoint here soon. By the way, old traps are actually dealt based on your maximum health percentile. It's all done on percentile. So no matter what, you will still take half of your life points per boulder. I'm still very squishy despite being level 2. But like I said before, this game is literally, in the early game, in single player, is literally a crawl. A fucking crawl. I plan to do this series completely single player. And yes, that is a dungeon. And that's not the checkpoint I thought it was up here. And from the looks of it, my attack stat has doubled. Ah, there it is. Thank you. And now I can use one of these gate discs here and go to the checkpoint generator when I want to go back to that area. And don't turn off that fucking console by any fucking means. And there's also a memory leak in this game. So the longer you actually have the game on, the less performance it has. And the worse the performance will get. Which I don't think is a problem. It is a problem, but a loophole around this problem is if you just leave the game open on a save, on the save menu, it literally has to unload all the assets so it can load that menu. So it's essentially pausing the game on steroids. Let's go ahead and sell. Device. 0 mods. Sell. 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 And let's look here. I could probably buy something decent. Oh wait, no I can't. Something decent's at 1200. I don't have any fucking money. But at least we're level 2. That's something, isn't it? And something nice about this game, some of the weapon designs are actually pretty interesting, as equally as how some are so stupidly outlandish. And one of the goals I have is collecting one of every base type item of the game, which should be really easy. And note how I said base type and not every. Don't go through there. We have a save point elsewhere. And if you come up here, you can use your checkpoint and your waypoint once. Unless you spend another 120 bits. Yeah, this game was made by very sadistic people. But a lot of this difficulty actually comes, is padding for the game. Because they literally only had 3 months to make a fully working game. And they made this. Just by looking at this, I say no more than 3 months was put into it overall. But they built an engine rig for a completely different game, and last minute they had to use Digimon assets and build the game around the Digimon IP. Oh, and this game also made it so that the Digimon IP owners made very, very exclusive rules and guidelines for Digimon video games in the future. And if memory serves correct, if we go this way, more googly, Mon, and this whale, and there we go. Essentially, I'm just grinding. You know what? Let's go ahead and go in the human cave. And hopefully I'm good enough not to get shit fucked right out of the gate. And the good news is, in dungeons, if you kill it, it stays pretty dead. Unless you reset the console. Because, you know... Also, in later dungeons, there are invisible hidden walls that are indistinguishable from regular walls, which you have to hit to kill, and go through them, and they have hidden loots in that. And that actually incentivizes you to just wail on every fucking wall you see. Because in certain difficulties, it's actually randomly generated based off of where those are. They literally made different versions of the map with different hidden secret areas for all 3 of the difficulties, but they did not have enough time or money or forethought to give us more than 1 dungeon tile. So. By the way, do you like this dungeon tile set? I hope you do, because it's the only one. Ah shit, now I have to say not to have something nice. this game will make a very nice poster. If it was not so rare and hard to find. It's a map, map. Okay. Right. I know I can use map. There. There. The hitbox is finicky. Well. How much until I level up? 300 more XPs, which would be 30 more googly mod. How much XPs does Muni give me? 14. So it would actually just be safer to go back and continue grinding on googly mods. And, yeah, that's what we're going to have to do for the first episode, is literally do nothing but grinding the googly mods. This game does not respect the time you put into it. Which is something I already said, so I don't have to give this game a compliment. And like I said before... Oh, wait. No? So, yeah, I have many goals for this LP, which is essentially 100%ing the game as 100% as I can. And that's deposit all of my bits. And I recommend that you do not start the first dungeon until you actually have good gear in the ways you wish, the ways you want. And if you don't know any good, what would be best for your playstyle, it's actually pretty fucking easy. Defense and life. And MP if you like to use the magic. Sell that axe. Wait a minute. That's a beta. So if I was on Agumon, I would have a better axe. Let's go ahead and sell it. It had no mods on it. Which mods are essentially the equivalent of legendary in this game. The rarity. For every mod it has, allows you to put in a stat boosting item that can be upgraded, but you cannot put mods on an item at all. You have to find the item with the mods, or buy the item with the mods. And all the items with mods cost extraordinary amounts of money. Gross amounts of money. To such of a degree, many LPers actually incentivize item duping, which is actually very easy to do if you have two PlayStation 2 controllers, and considering I only have one PlayStation 1 controller that I got at a garage sale along with this PS2, I do not have enough money to buy another controller or a better controller. So, I am stuck on single player until further notice. And the duplication glitch / exploit requires 2 controllers. And it is literally the most simple exploit I have ever seen to such of a degree that it is almost appalling. And it shows that this game did not have any ounce of playtesting beyond single player. Take this money. Let's continue on. Man. Yeah, like I said before earlier in the video, my PS2 is now slowly screaming itself to death. It's an utter agony that I'm forcing it to play this game. Alright. It's also getting pretty late. And I might actually call it here soon. And I actually plan to keep the majority of the grinding in, if not as a montage. Mostly because if I have to suffer through the vast majority of this game, at the very least you can watch me in real time as I slowly load my mind, as well as lose intelligence and be unable to pronunciate any words. And I almost died. Keep this. You know what? Let's call it for tonight. Today. I'm going to sell some things, put my money in the bank and save the game, and call it for now. But yeah, this game is very, 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 very torturous. And this game is a fucking ordeal, because as a kid I actually never was able to beat the game, mostly because it killed my PlayStation 2. And it also destroyed, it corrupted the memory card as well. Oh, what's that? Stab. That's a tier 2 item. But not one I actually can use on this character. And thus will sell for now. And oh hey, we can buy a fucking item. We can buy something that makes us not die as easy. Oh, I feel like a child in a candy shop. Withdrawal bits. Did I not put my bits in before I went into the digital world? I have 18 points from actually dying, and I could have actually lost all the fucking progress we made this episode. Yeah, I need to go to bed soon. No, that's weapons. Actually, that's just humor that he might have a better weapon. Clamoyer. Grand Blade A, but it requires 210 bash. And it will be a very, very debuff on my speed. But it will almost triple the damage we're doing now, melee-wise. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that good old chestplate. View armor shot by an armor board. Cliffer increases maximum MP. Not by a lot. Brave Core. Maximum HP. Too fucking expensive. Too expensive. You can go armor board, but that'll take up a sub slot. Alright, put all the money back in the bank. And let's go to the safekeeper, and let's call it a night. And this should be the end of this episode as well. So deposit the money, please. Bits. And let's see how much to the next level. 198. And let's see how many fucking hours I wasted on this game that weren't on camera, because my OBS keeps crashing on me. If I go above 5-minute intervals, heal. Oh, and as a little challenge for the community, if you can find 4 people to play this game local co-op on the native on the real console, and actually produce a YouTube video series of you and your friends trying not to kill each other playing this game, it will be some of the most funniest fucking shit I have ever seen this year. And hell, these days, everyone has enough time to play this game, if they so choose. But it might actually be too expensive. Let's go ahead and make another save. Right over it. And make another save. And let's go ahead and save over that one. Oh, and by the way, every memory card can only hold up to 4 characters. I mean, 4 growth files. Because, like I said earlier, if you level up to level 14 as a character, you unlock another character. When you get that character to level 14, you unlock the next one. And then until you get to side quest, which is another fucking ordeal. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of fucking ordeals in this game. And it is one of the most masochistic games ever made. I'll see y'all next time as we delve into my own insanity next episode.